Alright, this is Calibos and we're playing Beyond the Skies. So I do not know exactly where we left off. One of the things that I have been considering is um, applied energistics. So I'm wondering if we can get some of the stuff from loot bags. So this can give us quite a few things. This can give us... I still don't see anything with applied energistics. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything in here that we especially need. I mean, this seems like it's the better stuff for us. Yeah. So maybe we're gonna automate loot bags in a bit. We'll see how that goes. Let's toss the chicken catcher in a bag. At this point, we have accomplished quite a few goals. Why do we have a pink chicken in here? Uh-oh, did we not put the pink chicken where it needs to go? Let's go look. Pink chicken. Oh, got it. Bye. Strange. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but I basically decided that 16 chickens was more than enough because it is outproducing what this thing is using. And, you know, I was going to wire it up, and then I thought, we'll just leave it going the entire time because we have infinite fuel for it. So who cares? But power is no longer an issue, and we're going to probably work our way through this one. And then in the next episode, I'm gonna start working through applied energistics because I'm super tired of the storage scanner. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I'm also going to. I'm probably going to take some time and some space and set up auto crafting, like with a really big setup. I don't know whether I want to do the channels properly. I will definitely start with doing the channels properly, but I may simply turn channels off at some point. At which point, you know, anybody who respects me may stop if they so choose. It's fine. I just don't know whether I want to go through the hassle of it, really. Because if I do set up a thing with the full auto crafting, we're talking like a 3x3 cube at the minimum. You know, maybe a 5x5 or a, I don't remember if it can go up to a 7x7. But there's some very big designs for like crazy amounts of channels, and I could do that. Like, you guys have no idea how many channels you could pump out of a thing, like millions of channels. But setting it up is a bit of a bother, and then you have to have like network configuration cards pretty much everywhere so that you remember what goes where and stuff like that. Oh man, and honestly, if you have enough channels, what you actually need is like a second entire network just to manage your channels. So it can get a little crazy, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to do that. I just want to automate it and move on with my life. So we'll start, in all honesty, and then depending on how the automation works out, we may simply just turn channels off. And like I said, I will tell you when I do that. But let's work our way through these four, and then we'll look at the rest of it. So if you care, this is still ticking away. We now have 23 dry rubber. We'll smelt it down really quick. I can find the thing that cooks. Oh man, I think our biggest deal is going to be just... yeah. It's just going to be having a furnace over here where we can just have it go and not tinker around with having to run way over there. Oh, these don't go there. So that. Chicken catcher can go in here. Ooh, I totally need to clean that mess up. That can go in there. Okay, so we'll clean up that mess later. Does anybody remember what it was we were doing? Solar Neutron Activator. So we need 4 solar generators. Which means these. Oh man. They're really excited about this stuff. Wait. Data control circuit. So delete. Is this the right one? Now the other thing is a HDPE sheet. So how do we make that? HDPE pellets in an enrichment chamber, oxygen and liquid ethylene, and substrate. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's going to be exciting, because we don't have that. So we have an enrichment chamber. Do we have a PRC? Maybe it's the Purification Chamber? Yeah, it's probably the Purification Chamber. See, this is why I'm really irritated with I hate having to like adjust the recipe. So now we have the Purification Chamber, which I'm guessing is the PRC. Do we have use for this? I have no idea. Let's just toss it in here, I guess, and then we'll work on it later. Okay. So that gives us, now we need an energized smelter. Energized smelter. So casing. We're gonna scroll down and do the thing again. 1, 2. That should just give us an energized smelter. So now we have a furnace over here. And we're going to upgrade it a little. And then we're going to upgrade it again. Then we're going to upgrade it again. Is there... okay, so... you know, I guess we could put it here. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, I thought it was broken. Like, no. Flux ducts. And that should, if I get enough of them, that should actually, there we go. So now we have a furnace. So we've got this, now we need a charge pad. Charge pad. Okay, let's do it on this one so it actually works. Charge pad. So let's make a battery really quick. And then we're going to need some pressure plates. Stone. Okay, and then these are steel. So let's get some steel. Alright, then we'll make it here because the freaking whatchamacallit isn't smart enough. So charge pad. And that charges things. We don't especially need it because we auto charge, but makes them feel better, I guess. So that leaves us back with, grab that, the solar neutron activator, which we needed the HDPE stuff. HDPE. So this is the purification chamber. Oh, pressurized reaction chamber. My bad. Pressurized. So let's make yet another enrichment chamber. Get rid of that. Man, they really like enrichment chambers. Maybe this is because they're all flavors of enrichment chambers. Let's make a dynamic tank. 2 of these. And then we're going to pop that out. And now, pressurized reaction chamber. So, HD follow this down. So we have this, and we get the substrate through a second one with ethylene and water. So oxygen and ethylene. So we need an electrolytic separator for this. Do we have an electrolytic separator? Maybe not. Electrolytic separator. So we need gold and iron. Gold and iron. So crusher, there it is. Crusher. Gold. Come on, give it to me. Iron. Give me the things. Okay, there we go. So we'll pull this back out. We'll make 2 of these. We can see if it goes in there. It doesn't. So electrolytic separator. There we go. So what the electrolytic separator does is it's going to take water and separate it into oxygen and hydrogen, which, you know, if you are in any way, shape, or form, you know, familiar with basic chemistry and stuff like that, you'll know that the chemical name for water is H2O, which is, you know, dihydrogen monoxide. Woo! So it's 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So what we're going to do is need space over here. This is a beach, and that's ocean. So we're probably going to have to expand that way for the purposes of the Gaia Guardian fight when we get there. We're going to need some power over here and some water. Okay, we don't have any power cells in there. So let's talk about power cells, guys. So how much gold plates? Why don't we have a lot of gold ingots? Do we not have a gold chicken? Gold chicken. That's emerald. Wait. Gold chicken. So we have 2 of these. Oh, do these produce nuggets now? That's right, they were downgraded. They used to produce ingots, now they produce nuggets. So we may need to up this slightly to have a reasonable production. So let's give it a second to find out for sure. Yep, nuggets. So we're going to go ahead and pop these in here. Wait for them to do their thing. We'll have the curtain for privacy because, you know, people need their privacy for stuff like that. That's fine. So we're going to take some gold ore. We have a couple of it. We're going to put the gold ore through Do we actually have this set up to triple it? So, Purification Chamber with flint. How much flint do we have? Flint. We have quite a lot of flint, actually. And we have a Purification Chamber. I don't know what I did with it, but we have one. There it is. So, Flux ducts. Power that bad boy. Oh, that is a resonant flux duct. I didn't realize I had any of those. Flux ducts. Did I get a resonant flux duct, and why doesn't it fit into the spot anymore? Strange. So if we put these in here, we sleep to get rid of lightning because we don't want to get struck by lightning. Lightning is bad when it hits you. And we'll grab some flint. Now I have no idea. I don't think this will work. No. I think, from what I recall, that this goes through flint super fast. So we're probably going to want a hopper if we can. Hopper. And then we're going to want to do that, and then that. Does that work? Purple. Okay, so we have a lot of flint, and now we have a use for flint. So yeah. So if we take this stuff, we're getting 3 each. We can crush it into dirty gold dust, then into pulverized gold, and smelt it. So So that's tripling our ores right there. Now, I used flint, but if you'll look, where is it? It also will take oxygen. So once we get our electrolytic separator up, we can take the oxygen from it, pipe the oxygen into the purification chamber, and then it will automate it. We can just, instead of you be pumping flint into it, we can just pump water into the separator and then pump the oxygen into here, and then we're good. So yeah, there's definitely a way to do all of this. And so now we have this dirty gold dust. We can enrich it into pulverized gold. Factory. And then from there we smelt it, and that's 3 times. How's that for coolness? So if you're following the mechanism tree, there's definitely a way to make your ores work for you better. You can see that it takes a little bit of work to set up, and clearly we have it arranged incorrectly. We'd actually need to set up a specific arrangement of things just to process our ores, and we would not clearly be using that for our regular things. And you can see that it uses just a ton of flint, and so even as many flint as we are producing, so we actually want a drawer. Take one of these, and then we'll do that. Then we'll do this. Hold that apart. Do that. That apart. And do that. And I'm probably going to consider setting up the mechanism, multiplication thing at least once. I don't know if I'll go all the way up to 5 times. We'll see. We may not actually have the right environment to go 5 times. Unless we can set it up, well, no, because it's a solar thing. So if you look, this is beach, this is birch forest. So beach may be okay. Birch forest is probably too cold. If we could find some sort of like desert or something like that, it would work better. I will explain that later. So yeah, if you like the episode, leave a like. If you don't. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. I hope you folks have a great night.